Good morning to you. It's 7 o'clock. Welcome to Mornings with Ridge and Frost.
It's our first day, so good morning from me as well. There is so much to fit in, so let's get right to it.
A rail worker fights for his life after heroically trying to stop a knife attacker on a train in Huntingdon. We'll hear from someone who was on board.
We had no idea where he was, and the conductor that tried to stop him, he got stabbed.
We've spoken to the only survivor of the Air India plane crash about the miracle of his survival and the tragedy of the crash.
When did you first realise something was wrong?
It's quite difficult to explain.
Do you remember it?
It's very hard.
William flies to Rio for his passion project, the Earthshot Prize, leaving behind scandal with his uncle Andrew.
So we'll be talking to our very own Alistair Bruce about that just after past, and also if he thinks the royal family can move on after Andrew.
Plus, in an exclusive interview, the US ambassador has told Sky News Britain should scrap its ban on drilling for new oil and gas in the North Sea if it wants to be the best ally to the US it possibly can.
Hello and welcome to the very first Mornings with Ridge and Frost. So it is 7 a.m, it is Monday the 3rd of November, and we've got lots of news to bring you, starting with the horrific attack on a train near Huntingdon. We've also got some big interviews with the US ambassador and the sole survivor of the Air India plane crash.
But before we get to that, we just wanted to take a beat and say a proper hello and welcome to Mornings with Ridge and Frost. And above all, to say thanks for you tuning your TV to us this morning and making your choice to start the day here.
So look, it's a privilege to have you with us, and we don't and we won't take that presence for granted. So we're going to try and give you the news that you need to stay informed, the big stories you want to know about, the big interviews as well. But we're also going to be talking about issues too, so things that affect your life, things you care about, if that's sport or culture or, debates you have down the pub or on the phone to your mum.
And we're going to shake off the formality of news a little bit. We're planning to have some fun along the way, and we hope to include you on that. And we want to have direct conversations with our viewers. So do please get in touch if there's something you'd like us to try, something to cover. Just email us, mornings@sky.uk.
Yeah, that's the idea. We definitely want to have that relationship with you as much as we can. Thank you for starting the day with us. Let's crack on. Let's get started.
Well, we do start with that horrific train attack that unfolded over the weekend, and a man working on that train has been hailed as a hero for protecting passengers from the knifeman and saving lives. He's still in hospital in a life-threatening condition. In total, 11 people were rushed to hospital after a knifeman apparently started stabbing people at random on the train to London. And
look, it could have been worse if it wasn't for the quick thinking of the driver who made an unplanned stop at the nearest station, Huntingdon. Police are still questioning a 32-year-old man who is being held on suspicion of murder. He's now being treated as the only suspect after a second man was released with no further action.
5 rows ahead.
Well, we can talk now to Martin Brunt, who's at the scene in Huntingdon for us this morning. Martin, absolutely appalling situation. You can't imagine anything more terrifying than being stuck on a train with something like that happening. What's the latest we know about the investigation?
Well, amid the horror, there are true stories of heroics, not least that unnamed train worker who, according to witnesses, stood between...
I'm glad you mentioned the word tragedy, of course, because it's relevant to the next story that we're going to be talking about.
Yeah, now, the Air India crash that happened in June was absolutely shocking. So the plane falling to the ground just minutes after it took off, and it killed 261 people on board, 241, and the people on the ground too. But one person survived. So Vishwas Kumar Ramesh was sitting in seat 11A. He managed to crawl out of the wreckage. And you might remember those extraordinary pictures of him somehow walking away from the rubble. His survival was a miracle, but it is a miracle that's also a tragedy because his brother was on that plane with him as well. I spoke to Vishwas Kumar, and honestly, it is probably the toughest interview that I've ever done. He is totally broken. He can't talk about that day. He can't talk to his 4-year-old son. he feels completely abandoned by the authorities.
I suppose that's why he wanted to talk to us, to Sophie. He and the people he's close to say that Air India have failed in their most basic duty of care since the crash. Here's an extract of Sophie's extraordinary interview.
In the North Sea and on shore.
I mean, he kind of says on the surface he's not criticising Ed Miliband, but oh my goodness me, he is saying that he's pursuing the wrong policy. I mean, this guy's supposed to be a diplomat.
I know, it was sort of Trumpian diplomacy, wasn't it, to say that Ed Miliband's not wrong himself, but the policy needs to change and is incorrect were his words. Very clear message, and of course, we recorded that in Aberdeen late last week, the oil and gas capital of the UK. But don't let's also forget the timing of this. The Prime Minister and Ed Miliband off to COP, the climate change summit, over the next few days. So the timing is also feels. I mean, this is just my take. Quite deliberate on the part of the US ambassador, and just as well the difference to the words for Ed Miliband. That he also says in the full interview that we'll have at 10:08 that he thinks the Prime Minister is listening. So interesting nuance on his comments.
Yeah, really interesting. And I should say, that guys like this don't normally do interventions like this. It's quite a moment. We will be, as Wilf said, we'll be running the full interview at 8:15, or you can watch now on our app. It's on YouTube as well the Sky News YouTube channel. Now, we're about to do a government interview, and we're going to be talking to the Transport Secretary today, who is exactly who we want to be hearing from. Because today, all of us are going to be feeling that little bit less safe getting on public transport. So the horrific news from that train from Doncaster to London, where passengers were seemingly stabbed at random. What can the government do, if anything, to keep us safe on our trains, tubes and buses? Should we be introducing metal detectors? Do we need more guards? Do we need to be cracking down on antisocial behaviour? An awful lot of questions to be putting to our next guest, who is the Transport Secretary, Heidi Alexander. Great to have you on the programme this morning. So first of all, what is the latest that you can tell us? It's been a very fast-moving investigation.
It has, and I would like to thank the British Transport...
Circumstances, obviously, with that tragedy that we saw in Huntingdon. Thank you.
Lots to get to as well, still to come. By the way, in the next hour, we'll have the full interview with the ambassador, and we'll also have Ed Conway's analysis of the energy picture here in the UK relative to the US and the rest of the world. We're going to take a quick break. When we come back, we're going to be discussing whether Britain's transport is more dangerous or not in light of that violent attack in Huntingdon. Welcome back to Mornings with Ridge and Frost, our very first day, no less.
Police are still working to find out the motive behind Saturday's mass stabbing on a London-bound train. The Transport Secretary has told this programme a rail worker who was left fighting for his life after trying to stop the attacker is now in a stable condition.
Sky News has spoken to the sole survivor of the Air India crash. The plane went down just over 30 seconds after takeoff, killing 240 people on board. Sitting in seat 11A, Vishwash Kumar Ramesh miraculously survived.
The US ambassador to the UK has told Wilf that Britain should scrap its ban on drilling for new oil and gas in the North Sea if it wants to be the best ally to the US it can possibly be.
Now, police say there's nothing to suggest the attack on the Doncaster to London train was in fact terror-related.
Just got a little bit of breaking news to bring you now because a train has derailed near Shap, which is in Cumbria. Ambulance services have been dispatched to the scene there. Sorry, I found you there after looking at the wrong camera. But look, it does look like it is quite a serious situation. A statement from the North West Ambulance Service saying they're currently assessing the situation, working with other members of the emergency services team. It's a train derailment. According to Avanti West Coast, which was the train firm involved, they said due to a derailed train between Penrith, North Lakes and Oxenholme Lake District, all lines are blocked. We're strongly advising customers not to travel north of Preston today. So that train derailed near Cumbria. Ambulances dispatched to the scene. We'll bring you the latest on that, of course, as it comes in.
More to come as and when we have it. Right, Jackie has joined us. I am delighted to say good morning, Jackie.
Good morning. I love what you've done with the place.
Oh, thanks very much. Yeah, we just lick a paint. We pulled it all together. And great to have you in. And we have a fantastic story to kick off with.
Oh, yeah, I was watching this yesterday, TV hopping, one room, cricket Women's World Cup, other room, football, and honestly, I was gripped by the Women's World Cup. I haven't watched a huge amount of it.
Great stuff. Jackie, thanks very much.
Lovely to have you with us, Jackie.
It's lovely to be here, I think.
Right, we are going to end this hour. I think we've got about a minute or two left with a little bit of Wilf and Sophie quick-fire questions for each other.
Yeah, we're trying to get to know each other. You guys get to know us. Right, I'm starting.
OK.
We haven't got long. Early night or all-night party?
These days, unquestionably early night. I'm not sure ever it was all-night party for me, but I used to like to stay in the pub until closing time.
OK.
But...
What, 11? That's not an all-night party.
No, exactly. Nightclubs kind of scared me. They involve dancing. I'm rhythmless, tall, everyone can see me on the dance floor. Awful. Awful. It's funny, but my first question for you is drink of choice.
Oh, red wine. Love a red wine.
Really?
Yeah.
You had a cider the other day in the pub.
Yeah, that's when I'm trying to be sensible. I have half a cider.
To be sensible, you have a water. And we have to get up at 3 a.m. from now on.
Yeah, no, I know. I made it this morning, though, so,
Okay.
come on. Right, country pub or fancy restaurant?
Country pub, always.
Yeah, great answer.
But I like a fancy restaurant too, so Greedy is my middle name. Paolo Di Canio or Chris Waddle?
Oh, how can I? That's a good one.
She's a Sheffield Wednesday
I mean, Di
fan, if you haven't
Canio,
noticed.
I have stronger memories of Di Canio. You've got to go Waddle.
He was more of a
Go
legend, wasn't he?
Yeah,
But
go
Di Canio was
I loved Di Canio. I did. Oh, that's hard. Oasis or Blur?
Oasis, hands down. I've still got FOMO that I didn't get tickets to that tour, and I don't quite know how I'm going to rectify it. We're out of time.
We're out of time. I've got so much more to do. We'll see you in just a couple of moments. Don't go anywhere. Good morning. It is 8 o'clock and welcome to Mornings with Ridge and Frost.
It is our first day. Good morning from me as well. We have some breaking news this morning. A train derails in Cumbria. We'll bring you the very latest on it as we get it. Also ahead. Oh, sorry about that.
Getting used to the co-press. A rail worker is now in a stable condition after being stabbed trying to stop a knife attacker on a train in Huntingdon. We hear from someone who was on board.
We had no idea where he was, and the conductor that tried to stop him, he got stabbed.
We've spoken to the only survivor of the Air India plane crash about the miracle of his survival and the tragedy of the crash.
When did you first realise something was wrong?
It's quite difficult to explain.
Do you remember it?
It's very hard.
The US ambassador to the UK has told Wilf that Britain should scrap its ban on drilling for new oil and gas in the North Sea if it wants to be the best ally to the US it can possibly be.
We'll be talking to the Chief Executive of Ryanair, Michael O'Leary, about his latest results and his comments for the Chancellor ahead of the budget.
Plus, there are also warnings of high street baby scan clinics putting pregnant mums at risk.
Good morning to you. Our top story this morning, crossing in the last few moments, has been the train derailment in Cumbria. This has come across moments ago. If in the last hour, a train derailment near Cumbria.
So we have had a couple of statements through on this. Firstly, from the North West Ambulance Service. They've said that emergency services were called. They've gone to the scene. It's near Shap, as Wilf says, in Cumbria. And obviously, as you'd expect, this is causing a disruption. National Rail says all lines are blocked between Penrith and Oxenholme. Disruption expected until the end of the day. So we know so far the train's derailed near Cumbria, ambulances at the scene. And of course, we'll bring you more on that as we get it through.
Avanti West Coast literally just tweeted, actually, they just to add to this, that they're saying everything north of Preston is blocked. Don't attempt to travel north of Preston, and if you've got tickets for journeys dated on the 3rd of November north of Preston, you'll be able to use them tomorrow as well. Now, back to the other train-related story that we planned to start with, which is that a rail worker has been hailed a hero for protecting passengers from the knifeman and saving lives on that story over the weekend. He's in hospital, and we're told by the Transport Secretary now in a stable condition. Comes as 11 people initially were rushed to hospital after a knifeman apparently started stabbing people at random on the train to London. This, of course, that train from Doncaster over Saturday night.
Yeah, so good news that at least that man is now in a stable condition. I should say it could have been worse as well if it wasn't for the quick thinking of the driver who made an unplanned stop at Huntingdon. Police are still questioning a 32-year-old man who's being held on suspicion of murder. He's now been treated as the only suspect after a second man was released with no further action. Now, we can hear from a survivor of the attack. This is Amira Ostalski. She saw the whole thing unfold.
5 rows ahead
really helps a lot of people.
Totally
Jackie,
right.
are you a fan of
Totally
Halloween?
Right. I handed out the sweets. I was kind of ready. I was all pumpkined up, and I was when the kids were smaller. No, I find it a bit of an American thing. Do I dress up?
Do you dress up?
No, I hate dress up.
Well, OK, well stick around and watch this next segment then. You might not embrace it as much as Sophie and
Is it
I,
Erling
but...
Haaland? He was good.
We should have had that one, but we have got some other celebrity Halloween costumes. It feels like they've all been trying to outdo each other this year. I don't know on who's got the most outrageous outfits, but I think we can probably show some. Heidi Klum, transformed into Medusa. I'm hoping we can show you rather than me just describing it to you.
Well, this
there we
one
go.
is epic. I mean, that is seriously impressive.
So there we go, the snakes from the Greek myth. I mean, oh my goodness me. Apparently she spent 10 hours getting ready, and that's a bit excessive, isn't it? Her husband dressed as a man turned to stone, by the way, as well.
There we go. Pretty impressive. Have we got some more? We've got Julia Fox coming up as well. Have we got this one? As Jackie Kennedy. There we go.
Oh, wow. Oh, my goodness me. That's actually...
That is good, but I actually didn't...
Is it?
Oh, my gosh.
Slightly, I think
the skirt.
I'm not
Jesus.
sure about that, I'll be honest.
I didn't see that. Well, I guess it is Halloween, but anyway. We do have ours as well, but these... What did you guys... We've got to be quick. We've got 30 seconds.
So I bought a £7 bear mask from Sainsbury's.
I love that.
So it's a little bit different from Heidi Klum,
Yeah.
I'm going to be honest.
But the difference is we're dressing up now more for our kids.
Let's get Wilf, quick. We've got 10 seconds.
I was a lion.
There we go, there's Wilf.
Alongside my son as Tin Man. We're out of time for this hour. We'll be back with all of the top stories. Don't go anywhere. Good morning, it's 9 o'clock. Welcome to Mornings with Ridge and Frost.
We're Sophie and Wilf. Good morning from both of us. Let's get to it, shall we?
A rail worker is now in a stable condition after being stabbed trying to stop a knife attacker on a train in Huntingdon. We hear from someone who was on board.
We had no idea where he was, and the conductor that tried to stop him, he got stabbed.
We've spoken to the only survivor of the Air India plane crash about the miracle of his survival and the tragedy of the crash.
And when did you first realise something was wrong?
It's quite difficult to explain.
Do you remember it?
It's very hard.
The US ambassador to the UK has told Sky News that Britain should scrap its ban on drilling for new oil and gas in the North Sea if it wants to be the best ally to the US it possibly can be.
We'll speak to a taxi driver who witnessed the arrest after the knife attack on a train in Huntingdon.
Plus, with flu rates triple this time last year, we speak to an expert on the best ways to beat the lurgy. A rail worker has been hailed a hero for protecting passengers from the knifeman and saving lives. He's still in hospital now, we're told, as well as on his. Now, we wanted to speak for a moment about our brand new podcast as well. If you are up super early and didn't join us from the live programme starting at 7, in your feed every day from 6 a.m. will be Cheat Sheet, which is meant to be 10 minutes, 5 stories, get you up to speed super fast.
Yeah, so basically, we're up really early anyway, reading through all our briefing notes and all that kind of thing. So we thought we'd try and, as an act of love, give you some of our knowledge. 10 minutes, if you're a busy person, then you're going to get up to date on the 5 stories that we think you should know about.
And we've got someone here to give us a few tips who has been doing early morning pods for, over a year now?
About a year and a half.
About a year and a half. And if you aren't already a subscriber to Politics at Sam and Anne's, you should be. It's fantastic. What time do you have to get up to do it?
5.
Get up at 5? Well, that's a lie-in.
It's a relative lie-in.
And talk to us about your tips for getting up to speed to get it all recorded in time.
Lots, an industrial, unhealthy amount of coffee. And that's it. As you're about to learn. And it's a delight to be here. I have to say, it's brilliant being here on your first day. I've already listened to the podcast, Cheat Sheet. I loved it.
Any tips?
Absolutely lovely. No, it's perfect. It's the perfect length. You get straight into it. You don't keep people hanging around. People just want to know stuff in the morning, don't they?
He's on best
and you
behaviour
rattle
today.
through 5 stories. It's exactly what I needed to know. But not just reading out a bulletin. There is a bit of both of you, and there's a bit of like top quality, top drawer analysis. So it's going to be part of my morning routine. So I listen to it just before 8.
Well,
and you should too.
I love that. And do you know what I also love? And I think this is implicit in what you said. Lots of coffee. But actually, we're all very lucky because I think we all love what we do. So I don't know if you found this morning, Sophie, and I don't know if you do it. When the alarm goes off, it's a bit annoying, but only for a couple of minutes. Because then you're like at it and with no...
I'll be honest, that's not how I feel.
Where's Sam?
I'm grumpy for a lot longer than a couple of minutes when my alarm goes off.
It's the other side. Until you've had the shower. Until then, I think you're not really in the zone for the day.
Well, I hope you have your shower before you come in here and do the job.
Can I talk to you about...
I have to... Sorry, we can't...
I know, I was going to come... I need to come back to that.
Yes, I do.
Good.
OK, right, there we go. Rustle in. Can we talk
Stories of the day still to come here on Sky News Today. When we come back, last couple of segments we'll be talking about flu season coming earlier this year and the impact it might have. We also will be finishing the programme with our own version of 2 truths and a lie. And I'm intent, Sophie, that you won't be able to guess mine correctly.
Let's see. I back myself.
We'll be back in a couple.
So you can get help if you need it.
Thanks very much, Andy. Great to have you on the programme. Wow, blimey. That's it.
It really flew by that. Can we have another hour?
Don't say that, Wilf.
One thing's for sure, we don't want it to start an hour earlier.
No. The other thing is we were really excited because we teased before the last ad break that we were going to do our 2 truths and a lie, but we had just too much great content, so we ran out of time. But we're going to do it tomorrow, which means that Wilf just said he was going to start practising his lies in the mirror.
I am. I'm sort of inspired a little bit by traitors to make sure I really get the lie right. Sorry we didn't get to that today after I teased it, but it was more important to get you the news.
Thank you so much, genuinely, for turning on TV, for finding us on our very, very first morning. It's been great to have you with us, and we'll be back here tomorrow.
And the final thing from Sophie and I is a massive thanks to the huge team behind the camera you don't get to see to get the show on the road. We'll be back tomorrow from 7.
Gareth Barlow's up next.